at the sign language desk tonight.
And I am Tanaka Mienyo. Other Stevens will be joining us shortly from our Montrose studios with more of the bulletin. But first, we take a look at the stories that we are leading with tonight. The late Air Vice Marshal, retired Winnie Mandeya, laid to rest at the National Heroes Acre.
President Emmerson Mnangagwa has described the late Heroine as a committed, pioneering female officer.
DRC appointed facilitator, former President of Nigeria, His Excellency Olusegun Obasanjo, meets SADC chairperson, President Emmerson Mnangagwa.
Negomo irrigation scheme in Chiweshe expedites operations for nearly 600 citrus farmers.
And exciting news for Zimbabwe in sport, where Zimbabwe through to the final of the International Handball Federation Zone 6 trophy. That's what we are leading with in the bulletin tonight, and we get straight into our headline story. President Emmerson Mnangagwa has rallied Zimbabweans to embrace the national development agenda. He was speaking at the burial of National Heroine, Air Vice Marshal, retired Winnie Mandeya, at the National Heroes Acre this Friday. We get more in the following report.
A cadre whose career was marked by a series of firsts, the life and works of the late Air Vice Marshal, Comrade Winnie Mandeya, has been celebrated. As he addressed mourners here at the National Heroes Acre, President Mnangagwa said the onus is now upon the Zimbabwean people to copy the work that has been done by the late national heroine in pushing forward the development agenda of Zimbabwe while protecting its sovereignty.
Pauri papo zvivunze kuti uri kushandira nyika yokwako here. Hallelujah. Mabasa ako zvivunze wega kuti ari kusimudzira Zimbabwe here. Hallelujah. Zvauri kutaura, zvauri kuvaka nyika yokwedu here, kana kuti kwete. Muri kuvaka nyika zvakanaka. May our actions and activities always advance the interests and prosperity of our motherland. Chero chauri kuita pauri papo ngachiratidze rudo rwako kuti unoda nyika yokwako. Like the national heroes and heroines we celebrate, such as today, the late Air Vice Marshal Mandeya, among others. We must one day be counted among those that sacrificed, worked hard, and fully deployed their skills, talents, capabilities for the development, peace, unity, as well as modernization and prosperity of Zimbabwe.
President Mnangagwa highlighted how her good works and her various awards in her active career.
Like many other fearless young girls at that time, our late national heroine saw the cause to fight to liberate Zimbabwe as being greater than any limitations her gender could ever impose on her. She was part of the trailblazers and court of female cadres who shattered the glass ceiling of the liberation struggle period. Men became leaders and commanders during the perilous times that characterized the protracted liberation struggle for our country's independence, which we enjoy today. These traits were enduring and evident throughout the military career of KB Rujeko Reondo.
The head of state further rallied female officers to follow in the footsteps of Air Vice Marshal retired Mandeya.
I therefore challenge all Zimbabweans, particularly the female members of the security sector, as well as those serving across the public and private sectors, to draw lessons and inspiration from the life of our late national heroine. With hard, honest work, patriotism, discipline, focus, zeal, and consistency, and level of achievement can be realized. Any level of achievement can be realized. Under the Second Republic, merit, professionalism, and hard work, among other key attributes and values of my administration, will always be recognized. My fellow mourners, comrades, and friends, as we pay tribute and bid final farewell to our late national heroine, Comrade Mandeya, we must remain mindful that the onus is now on us who remain to defend our national character, our identity, our integrity, and our interests as we march forward towards our vision 2030.
Comrade Winnie Mandeya, who passed away in the early morning of the 28th of April, lives behind a son and the memory of a life well lived. Olina Ndori, ZBC News, Harare.
Meanwhile, the late Air Vice Marshal retired Winnie Mandeya has been described as a patriotist who has left a legacy of dedication and resilience.
A pioneering senior female officer of the Air Force of Zimbabwe, Comrade Mandeya send-off drew friends, family, colleagues, and people from different walks of life. Serving and retired officers that include Air Chief Marshal retired Elson Moyo described the late as a dedicated cadre.
Mandeya has left an aspiration which others will never be able to achieve if they don't work hard. She made it to the highest, one of the highest ranks in the Air Force, made it to Air Vice Marshal. And I do hope that the officers who are still serving will be able to learn from the life of Winnie Mandeya.
Air Vice Marshal retired Mandeya, vanga vari amai, vanga vari vakoma, vakatidzidzisa kushanda, vakatidzidzisa rudo. Mukadzi aiva nerudo, vaigara vachingonyemwerera. Shoko ravo raingova rekuti ngatishandei nesimba madzimai, tionekwe kuti tiri kushanda. Patinosimudzirwa tofanira kusimudzirwa nokushanda kwedu kunenge kuchionekwa nevakuru vedu. Vakatidzidzisa rudo rwakasimba zvikuru nekubatana kuti madzimai ngatibatane tichibatsirana kunyange mumatambudziko kunyange zvinonetsa.
Toda kutenda president wedu Dr. Emerson Mnangagwa chekutanga nekumudeclare a national hero, heroine zvavakaita izvi. Chechipiri nekuratidza kwavakaita kuti havasiye munhu kana nzvimbo kumashure.
The family believes the honor to the late will inspire many to serve.
We gather here not in the stillness of despair, but in solemn reverence and heartfelt gratitude for a woman whose life was a beacon of courage, conviction, and compassion. Through decades of struggle, she gave her voice to the voiceless, her strength to the weak, and her wisdom to the generations that will follow. Hers was a life lived not in herself, but for her people. In the heat of the liberation struggle, when the cost of freedom was paid in blood and sacrifice, she stood firm, not with weapons, but with an unbreakable spirit. Even in the final days, she never stopped fighting for equity, for equality, for truth, for Zimbabwe.
Here today, honored for this privilege to have our Tete, our mother, our best friend, to be buried here at the Heroes Acre, and we would like to thank His Excellency, Mr. President, for giving us this honor to do so. She was a very loving woman, and we look forward to continuing her legacy because it's not buried with her.
Air Vice Marshal retired Mandeya is known for being a woman of faith, after she became the first woman base adjutant, first woman to attend a command staff course outside Zimbabwe, first woman appointed as Director of Civil Military Relations, first woman Deputy Commandant at the Zimbabwe Staff College, first female Air Commodore, and later Air Vice Marshal in the Air Force of Zimbabwe. Born on July 14, 1960 in Rusape, Air Vice Marshal retired Mandeya joined the liberation struggle in 1975 at the age of 15 and survived the Nyadzonya bombings. After receiving military training in Nachingwenya in 1976 in Tanzania, Air Vice Marshal retired Mandeya was deployed to Gaza Province, Mozambique, where she served in the Medical Corps. While at Nyadzonya after the attack, Air Vice Marshal retired Mandeya participated in the construction of the barracks along Nyadzonya River. After independence, the late AFZ senior officer rose through the ranks, receiving several medals for her dedication, and these include the Liberation Medal and the Mozambique and DRC medals, among others. Wellington Makonese, ZBC News, Harare.
An African Union brokered summit to discuss the conflict in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo is in the cards after the appointment of the facilitators at the joint virtual meeting on SADC and East African Community. We get more from Olindore.
United calls to silence the guns in the Eastern DRC has been the call for SADC, EAC, together with the African Union and the United Nations. This Friday, President Emmerson Mnangagwa met with one of the facilitators appointed by the two regional blocs, EAC and SADC, to discuss the crisis in the DRC and the way forward.
I went to DRC for the first time on the 5th of October 1960 as a young military officer. The problem that was there in 1950 is still there today. After 65 years, it cannot go on. Our leaders have now decided there must be an end to this. There are outsiders who want to help us, and we say, yes, come. We do not mind you helping us, but please, let's have as many cooks as want to be in this soup that we are making. But there must be a chief chef, and that chief chef must be from our own regional and sub-regional organization. And then we carry the rest of them along with us. And we believe we can achieve, and we have to achieve. African solution for African problem.
The call to silence the guns in the Eastern DRC is a key target for SADC, EAC, the African Union and the United Nations, as more than 7 million people have been affected by the crisis. And today's visit by His Excellency Olusegun Obasanjo is a milestone achievement for these regional bodies. Olin Ndori, ZBC News, State House.
President Emmerson Mnangagwa says geographical indications do play a pivotal role in intellectual property protection, which is essential in global trade and commerce.
Zimbabwe is hosting the worldwide symposium on geographical indications with a view to bringing to the table ideas on how the world can come together in the drive towards sustainable development. In a speech read on his behalf by the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, Professor Amon Murwira, President Emmerson Mnangagwa said the symposium comes at a time when the world must rethink development models in the face of mounting challenges.
This symposium takes place at a critical juncture in the evolution of the global economy. Indeed, this is a time when nations must rethink and recalibrate their development models in the face of mounting challenges such as climate change, economic inequality, food insecurity, pandemics, and rapid technological advancements. Within this context, the potential of geographical indications as powerful instruments for sustainable development, cultural preservation, and trade competitiveness cannot be overemphasized.
He said, for Zimbabwe, SADC and Africa, geographical indications are strategic tools for economic integration and transformation.
Geographical indications are the interface between heritage and modern commerce. They empower rural communities by granting them agency over their resources, while allowing nations to unlock the commercial potential of their cultural assets. Further, they create conditions for inclusive and sustainable economic growth. For Zimbabwe, SADC and Africa as a whole, our rich tapestry of agroecological zones, indigenous knowledge systems, and distinctive traditional food and craft products provides the unique impetus for us to leverage geographical indications as a strategic tool for economic transformation and integration.
President Mnangagwa also revealed that Zimbabwe is undertaking a review of the national intellectual property legislative framework with a view to aligning the country's geographical indications laws to the requirements of the World Trade Organization's agreement on trade-related aspects of intellectual property rights, the Geneva Act of the Lisbon Agreement, and the African Continental Free Trade Area Protocol on intellectual property rights. Olin Ndori, ZBC News, Harare.
The Food and Agriculture Organization FAO has commended Zimbabwe's agricultural progress, highlighting the country's potential to become a major player in the region. We get more from Abigail Tembo.
This Friday, Vice President General retired Dr. Constantino Chiwenga visited the Food and Agriculture Organization headquarters, where discussions centered on enhancing food production and availability to achieve Sustainable Development Goal number 2, which aims to end hunger, marking a significant step towards strengthening Zimbabwe's agricultural sector and food security. Speaking soon after the closed-door meeting, FAO Director General Dr. Ku Dong-yu noted that Zimbabwe has made significant strides in agricultural development, and with the right support, the country can achieve even greater success.
We work together to try to end the hunger and benefit to all the people, starting benefit to the smallholder farmers. Second, also we have to use the tools and networks to speed up the transformation of global agro-food system, especially in Zimbabwe, and because you have a lot of potential. Your country is first, you have natural environment is so good for favorable to the agro-food system. Second, also you have a stable political situation. Third, I think you improve the infrastructure in agro-food system and rural affairs, because resilient agro-food system, you need the responsible investment to improve the irrigation system, soil management, water management, and others.
Vice President Chiwenga emphasized the importance of tapping into FAO's expertise to improve value chains and agro-industry in Zimbabwe.
We've done a lot of collaboration with FAO in the agriculture sector. You know, FAO, they have got over 11,000 experts in different areas of agriculture, and that's what we would want to tap into that expertise, so we can improve our value chains in our agriculture. We can, the agro industry that we are establishing in Zimbabwe would then become a reality. We are very aware that we have now moved on an accelerated pace as directed by His Excellency the President, that we go for rural industrialization. In other words, people should now no longer look at the rural area as Terenda Kumusha, or we are going to the village, or to go into the farm and say Terenda Kumaprazi. It is an industry, and therefore, as an industry, whatever is produced, be it at village level, be it at the farming level, it must then feed into the main economy.
Vice President Chiwenga's meeting with the Food and Agriculture Organization marks a key milestone in his working visit to Italy, which will also see him engage with the Vatican to explore investment opportunities in Zimbabwe's education and healthcare sectors. Abigail Tembo, ZBC News, Rome.
Chinhoyi University of Technology has developed an anti-venom that could potentially save lives.
Hope is on the horizon for many rural communities plagued by snakes as the Chinhoyi University of Technology CAT is pioneering the production of snake antivenom. The development is set to transform the treatment of snake bites and save the lives of people who die every year after being bitten by snakes. Chinhoyi University of Technology Communications and Public Relations Director Mr. Simba Pumai says his institution is not only working on the antivenom but also in area of other health products that are currently undergoing clinical trials.
Most of the products that we are developing in the health sector, they are currently undergoing clinical trials, and most of them are at an advanced stage, and we hope to start selling some of the products soon.
The university is also working towards commercialization of an assortment of products that have been developed but are at various stages of certification, with cement and animal feed products already on the market.
We have products that we have developed that we are actually selling, but we haven't reached commercialization stage because they are at various stages of commercialization.
Between January and September 2024, Zimbabwe recorded over 2,900 snake bites, with 14 deaths having also been recorded during the same period. The Chinhoyi University of Technology has embraced the Education 5.0 model that makes graduates productive rather than look for employment. In spearheading heritage-based education, government is anticipating institutions of higher learning to become productive and meaningfully contribute to the country's gross domestic product, GDP. Jackie Gwemende, ZBC News, Harare.
A greatly needed innovation right there. Kudos to Chinhoyi University, and we look forward to more of the productions, as most of us look forward to having them in our cupboards and everywhere, because it's very convenient to make sure that we are always safe from any source of danger. Snakes are everywhere. We have to live with them in the ecosystem. Meanwhile, ZANU-PF National Political Commissar Comrade Munyaradzi Machacha has paid tribute to the ruling party strategists for setting up a vibrant party affiliates, which played a crucial role in mobilizing the electorate during the August 2023 general elections. We get more from Tendai Munengwa.
Speaking during a retirement ceremony for ZANU-PF Director for Commissariat Dr. Davison Gomo, the party's National Political Commissar Comrade Munyaradzi Machacha commended the strategic role played by Dr. Gomo in molding several affiliates to become a vibrant arm of the ruling party.
Working with Gomo to tenderera ndisangana one affiliates. Toda kuona kuti aisha affiliate iri kuunza vanhu vangani mumusangano. Tiite manamba anooneka anozikanwa, and then we are able to say iyi inoshanda, iyi haishandi, and iyi inobatsira, iyi haibatsiri. Chimwezve chatakaona ndechekuti ma-affiliates aifila gap ranga risingakwanisi kupindwa nepati pachayo.
After working under 4 national political commissars, Dr. Gomo rallied members to continue defending the ruling party by shunning divisive tendencies.
There are people who died for this country, who they wanted to be where you are, but no, they lost their lives. So tafuna kuwa focused, yes, the difference between ZANU-PF and my parties, they could ZANU-PF defines the origin of this country. It's inseparable from the blood we are.
Several representatives of ZANU-PF affiliates, legislators, friends and relatives saluted Dr. Gomo for his dedication to duty.
He's always fighting. When I go diaspora, come back home, and he's one of the motivators, including our president, Mnangagwa, who motivates us with
As we bid farewell to Dr. T.D. Gomo today,
we come together to celebrate his remarkable contribution to our party, its numerous affiliates that he worked tirelessly to organize and mentor in the broader community.
Statistics by the ruling party show that over 60 affiliates have registered with ZANU-PF for 10. Dai Munengwa, ZBC News, Harare.
Remember, there is always more information on our website at www.zbcnews.co.zw.
And of course, you may also keep up to date with the stories that we are tracking for you here on ZBC TV, on our social media platforms, and on X, YouTube, Facebook. Our handles are at ZBC News Online.
Now, here's a look at the stories still to expect. Negomo irrigation scheme in Chiweshe expedites operations for nearly 600 citrus farmers.
And our look at sports. Zimbabwe through to the final of the International Handball Federation Zone 6 trophy. Those stories and more coming up after this break. Stay with us.
Atlas Convention 2025 Global Edition, themed Investing in Africa's Prosperity, will be held in Victoria Falls. Experts from plus 133 countries will gather at this landmark event to explore transnational trade, investment opportunities, academic research insights, and bankable high-impact innovations for Africa. From the business of our bustling cities to the melting pot of African adventure safari.
Bungee jump Victoria Falls.
Take a deep dive into a unique blend of adventure experience, diverse cultures, untouched wildlife, and spectacular nature across Zimbabwe, Zambia, and Botswana. Heads of state and government, private and public sector executives, R&D experts, thought leaders, the academia, transformation strategists, and investors will converge to explore unique opportunities and forge partnerships for path-breaking sustainable initiatives that will drive a competitive, modernized, and industrialized Africa. Register today on www.atlasconvention.com. Atlas Convention, bringing African opportunities to the global stage.
It's time for the main event. This is incredible. He has written it, and the dream lives on. I cannot believe it.
Stay connected to DSTV this April and May and get all the football finals you want.
The Minister of Information Communication Technology, Postal and Courier Services, Honorable Tatenda A. Mavetera, Deputy Minister, Honorable Dingu Muziputi, MP, Permanent Secretary, Dr. Beulah Chirume, Chief Director, Mr. Prince Sibanda, Directors and Ministry staff proudly join His Excellency, the President, Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, and the nation in celebrating a vital pillar in the development trajectory of the nation, Workers' Day. The day serves as an important reminder of the sacrifices and dedication made by Zimbabwean workers across all sectors of the economy.
Through their hard work and resilience, they not only provide for their families, but also contribute immensely to the socio-economic growth of our beloved nation. As we honor our workers, the ministry reaffirms its pledge to build a digitally inclusive environment where every worker enjoys affordable and reliable internet connectivity and access to ICTs. Through these efforts, we aim to enhance the ease of doing business and improve the quality of life for all workers in Zimbabwe. May God continue to bless Zimbabwe. Happy Workers' Day.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us on the main news tonight. The Amayas traditional cookout competition initiated by the First Lady Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa has added new categories of prison inmates and churches. This is in line with the inclusive development approach.
Gastronomy tourism, which is being popularized by Amayas traditional cookout competition, is getting a huge buy-in the Midlands province as people from across the age groups jostle to prove their cooking skills. Government's rallying point was for the participants to translate the skills gained into some viable and sustainable business entities.
I'm a professional chef trained by Amayas traditional cookout. Vari kuchema pano vangani mutoverenga munhu mhanya mhanya ukabata maoko wapedza watopanze kuverenga vanhu obva watoti vari kuchema ndaona anenge 300 mukatenga mapotatoes akati makabeji akati nezvakati nezvakati ndokubikirai $800 $50 whatever zvinoenderana newekwauroga kuri kufiwa every week munzvimbo mune ndufu saka it's business for us. Vauya kurufu ivavo vachibva kuHarare vachiuya kumberengwa matourists, they want to eat good food. Ndizvo munozotishanyira totaurirana ndimi munofanira kunga muchizoti pamusoro pekubika pane vachahwina kuma nationals munopiwa magas stove nechi pamusoro pekubika kwamune muchiita muchazenge makuda equipment yekubika pamusoro munhu akabikirwa akadya anofanira kurara ndimi vatichada kupa makaravhani parufu pega pega tine karavhani yedu vanhu vachabvumirwe kurara mumota rarai mukaravhani imi mabika. That's socio-economic development yekuti iwe paunenge uchifunga kuti handina chandichaita muupenyu hwangu chipo chawakapiwa naMwari chekubika chavandudzwa naFirst Lady kuti usvike pawasvika.
The gastronomy tourism has caught the eye of the United Nations and is proving to be a game changer in the tourism industry, judging by the flow of tourists ever since Zimbabwe hosted the United Nations Tourism Gastronomy Forum last year.
We have seen kuti vaenzi vatanga kuwanda zvikuru sei vanobva kunze kwenyika nekuti kuuya kweUnited Nations munyika yekwenyu vachiita a big event yakaita seyatakaita gore rapera zvinoreva kuti nyika iyi iri safe, nyika iyi iri peaceful, nyika iyi inosvikika. Saka vazhinji vanga vasingazivi nekuti vanga vachifunga kuti kuZimbabwe kune masanctions, kune hondo, kune mbavha, kune zvakasiyana. Ende chirevo chababa wedu President Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa chakabva chazadziswa chavanogara vachitaura kuti Zimbabwe is free and Zimbabwe is open for business and we are friends to all and enemy to none. Zvakabva zvazadziswa nekuuya kwakaita United Nations Gastronomy Forum kuno kuZimbabwe. Nanhasi matourist edu hatichaone difference yekuti kune low season. Matourist ari kuramba achingowanda kubva July 2024 until as we speak.
Several participants walked away winners in a competition which also attracted a Chinese chef, Mr. Dan Zhao, who won the Best Outstanding Performance category after winning the hearts of judges with his culinary skills.
Chef means we bring them, we learn how to cook the local food. If we go China, we will cook the more local food. Yeah, like this, we can add in the Chinese menu. Yeah, because we say the local food. It's nice.
Zvidzidzo zvinotibatsira kunoita in practical kumba kunoita even marestaurants uchiintroduce these traditional foods zvinobatsira health wise.
Ini hangu pache zvangu ndine shuviro yekuti kana pangoita mutambo chero ukava uchechi kana kuti musangano ndofanira kuenda nezvandakabika kunoku iri example kuvanhu ndo zvatofanira kudya izvi kuti upenyu hwedu huve hunovakika.
The Midlands Provincial Mice Traditional Cookout Competition is the 10th and final provincial competition where winners and their first runners-up in different categories will take their skills to Matabele South Province for the national competition slated for the 25th of this month. Tafara Chikumira, ZBC News, Gweru.
In Shona, we say Ukame Gashono Zadzikiskwani Kujiga, a great initiative by the First Lady right there. Taking us to our Montreal studios, Arthur Stevens is stand by with more. Arthur, good evening. It's over to you.
Thank you so much, Tanaka. We're going to go straight to taking our stories a little bit deeper, and that's because government's target to sink 35,000 solarized boreholes by 2025 is well on course, with Mbizo Barracks in Bulawayo being the latest to benefit from the initiative.
As part of efforts to accelerate the presidential solarized boreholes program across the country, the Ministry of Finance, Economic Development and Investment Promotion handed over 3 solarized boreholes at Mbizo Barracks.
Today we witness that challenges that have been perennial here in Bulawayo District and Headquarters 1 Infantry Brigade on water are now a thing of the past. This is a moment of immense joy and gratitude as we officially accept the 3 fully equipped solar-powered boreholes with the requisite tanks and booster pumps.
The Minister of Finance, Economic Development and Investment Promotion, Professor Mtulingube, said the program speaks to the aspirations of Vision 2030.
Today we officially hand over these 3 solar-powered boreholes to you, the residents of Headquarters Bulawayo District and Headquarters 1 Infantry Brigade, so that you may have reliable and sustainable access to clean drinking water. Allow me to assert that this noble gesture that I've just extended to you also aligns perfectly with Vision 2030, the National Development Strategy 1, which places strong emphasis on improving infrastructure and service delivery across all sectors.
The solarized boreholes are set to benefit more than 10,000 families living within the cantonment and several more from the nearest communities that include villages under Chief Sigola. Aipeli Mudau, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
We head to Matabeleland South next, where Gwanda Prison is experiencing an upsurge in the numbers of female inmates. Now let's hear more from our news crew who attended this year's Zimbabwe Prisons and Correctional Services Family Week.
From just 2 female inmates who were on remand during their family week of December last year to 9 convicted and 3 on remand, there's a growing trend of women involvement in crimes like drug dealing and murder in the mining town of Kwandam. This growing trend has left men in quandary. One such man is Godnose Nkomo, who was left to look after his 1 year 6 months old daughter after her mother Tembelihle Mpofu was convicted for dealing in drugs. Nkomo's major headache is the need to convince his wife on hiring a maid, which she has reservations for. Today, Nkomo must summon all his charming powers to convince his wife after he was given time after the Zimbabwe Prison and Correctional Service Family Week kicked off at Gwanda Prison. From just observing from a distance, what started as a tense situation eased as each minute passed.
So kathesi mina ngisela abantwana so besibonisana ukuthi ngenze njani ngibadingela unkazana ngenze njani ukuthi ngabadingela unkazana wena unkazana wangikhona uzaba nguye umfazi wakho yini endlini la uyali.
For other couples, the family week gave them hope and rekindled their love as demonstrated by constant holding of hands, tears and escorting them to their cell's entrance.
Okwamanje sesikwazi ukuthi sihlangane sibonane sikhuthazana ngokwempilo
mina ndibona kulilanga elihle kakhulu ukuthi ngayihulumende nayo ingaqhubeka futhi senza kanjalo.
Akuyanikeza ihopho lami ngijabulile ukuba ngibona isihlobo so kutshengisela ukuthi isihlobo zilothando lami
ukuthi umbone lapha nehlezi lamapholisa uyabe ngakhulumi free lapha leya lilonto.
With the growing number of female inmates, the Zimbabwe Prison and Correctional Service is tailor-making rehabilitation programs meant to reintegrate prisoners back into society.
Namba yevakadzi yakati wandei kuburikidza nedzimwe mhosva dzakasiyana-siyana dzakafanana nedzemadrugs ndo dzimwe dzacho dziri kuwanika. Madzimai pari zvino taiziva varume varivo vanonzi vanouraya vanhu asi pari zvino pakuwanikawo madzimai achipindawo mumhosva dzeya dzekurayana nevamwe mucommunity.
The ZPCS Family Week is meant to demystify what transpires behind the prison walls and help families integrate with their incarcerated relatives. Providence Maranelli, ZBC News, Kwanda.
Veterans of the liberation struggle say that they will continue to engage government to ensure the improvement of their welfare. Now, in a media briefing, held after their national executive meeting in Masvingo this Thursday, Zimbabwe National Liberation War Veterans Association chairperson Comrade Cephas Ncube said the meeting discussed various issues, including efforts by government to improve their welfare and the need for veterans to embrace community development programs.
We are here in Masvingo. It's not a coincidence, but it's a mandate of the National Executive Council to convene meetings as per the Constitution. So today we are here in Masvingo to have our National Executive and also meet our comrades from various levels of their areas of responsibility. We are talking right now as the National Executive, taking into account what our comrades have just presented to us as the National Executive. I'm glad to say, particularly on the issue of the welfare, we have been consulting the ministries through the directive of our patron, who is His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe. He gave us the directive to meet all line ministries who have got something to do with the welfare of the war veterans. We are having response to some ministries, although we haven't met some of the ministries, but some whom we have met are responding positively in line with what we would expect the welfare of the war veterans to be addressed.
I'm Arthur Sevens for the Montrose News Desk. We take you to Pocket Hill for more news.
Thanks, Arthur. Now, the Negomo irrigation scheme in Chiweshe is facilitating agriculture operations for nearly 600 citrus farmers with support from the government. The details.
It's harvest time. A busy season for citrus farmers at Negomo irrigation scheme, where a thriving 357-hectare estate is supporting livelihoods for 592 industrious farmers. The scheme chairperson, Love Musa, says the project, set up in 1996, the largest community-run citrus plantation in Mashonaland Central Province, providing farmers a continuous stream of income.
Tinema orange anonzi manavos. Navo ndo orange rinotanga kuibva. Redu rinotanga kuibva muna March. Harvesta from March to May. Tinema orange anonzi Valencia. Valencia orange rinoti nonoke kuibva. Iro ndo ratozotengesa pa period yemuna August up to September and October. Rinononoka kuibva. Saka rinotipawo mukana kuti patinopedza kutengesa patozotanga kutengesa Valencia murimano vabatsirika panoramba achiwana kamari kekushandisa.
The lifeblood of this agricultural haven is the reliable water supply drawn from the Ruya River and Negomo Dam, with green mealies, beans, carrots, peas and sweet potatoes also being produced to boost food security in the community and beyond.
Farming as a business.
mbeu dzatinotengesa dzatinorima horticultural crops tinodzirima dzichibatsira kudya mudzimba uyezve kutengesa.
A female cooperative member, Ruth Chipiro, says the scheme has become an important vehicle for women empowerment, with over half the members being female.
Irrigation scheme yedu iyi kunesu isusu vanhu vechidzimai yatibatsira zvakanyanya nekuti tiri kugona kuendesa vana kuzvikoro nekuti vapfeke nekudya kwese kuri kubva mucitrus plot yedu iyi. Mavendors vakauya vakatora maorenji edu aya, ini ndichapuwa mari. Tiri kwaendesa even kuZambia chaiko kwari kunotengeswa maorenji aya agozobata even chiweshe. Yes, as a war.
Aligning with the National Development Strategy 1 economic blueprint, there are ambitious plans for value addition of citrus into fruit juice. Tapiwa Machemedze, ZBC News, Mazoe.
In our next update, contemporary musician Gift Hombarume, affectionately known as Chillmaster, who ran over a pedestrian, killing him on the spot while driving without a license, has been spared jail after being ordered to perform 420 hours of community service following his conviction for culpable homicide. He was also fined 200 United States dollars for driving without a license. Chillmaster also undertook to take care of the family of the man he ran over, saying he will pay cattle to avoid avenging spirits. He will send the deceased children to school and also to buy monthly groceries. In handing down the sentence, Mbare Magistrate Tatenda Makurunge said a custodial sentence will be too harsh for him since he has undertaken to send Chirambira's children to school till they finish. And from that report, the main news will be taking a break. We'll be taking a look at the golden leaf when we return in business.
The Acting Minister of Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage, Honorable Ziyambi Ziyambi, the Deputy Minister, Honorable Chido Sanyatwe, the Secretary, Ambassador R.T. Faranisi, management and staff wishes to express their condolences to the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, His Excellency, Comrade Dr. A.D. Mnangagwa, the Mandeya family and the entire nation over the untimely death of Air Vice Marshal Retired Winnie Mandeya. Air Vice Marshal Retired Winnie Mandeya dedicated her entire life to the service of our country, exhibiting commitment and exemplary leadership throughout her distinguished career. We mourn the loss of a heroine whose contribution to the liberation of the country and national security post-independence has left an enduring legacy that will be remembered for generations. As we mourn the passing on of this heroine, let us celebrate her legacy and continue to uphold the values she embodied. The ministry remains committed to fulfilling its constitutional mandate of maintaining a safe and secure environment. The Ministry of Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage, sustaining a secure and peaceful environment.
Now this is banking redefined. Deposits done. Withdrawals easy. All in one smooth move. Sleek, chic, always on. Your new Stanbic Bank ATM is here. Withdraw USD cash anytime, any day using any Visa or MasterCard at our new Zimray Park ATM located at Puma Service Station, Zimray Park Turnoff. You can also deposit USD cash into any Stanbic Bank account. No more queues or inconvenient opening hours. Stanbic Bank is a registered commercial bank and a member of the Deposit Protection Scheme.
Stuck on you. Ooh, obsessed with you. I'm obsessed.
With Showmax, your favorite characters now follow you anywhere. Download it today and watch the best in local, international, and everything in between.
The Commissioner General, Dr. Moses Sirio Ngawaite Chihovu, Deputy Commissioner Generals, Commissioners, Senior Officers, and all members of the Zimbabwe Prisons and Correctional Service family, joined the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, His Excellency Comrade Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa, the Mandeya family, and the entire nation in mourning the passing on of national heroine, Air Vice Marshal retired Winnie Mandeya. The ZPCS grieves over the demise of a dedicated cadre whose life exemplified sacrifice, courage, and unfaltering service to the people of Zimbabwe. The life of Air Vice Marshal retired Winnie Mandeya was a blazing torch of resoluteness, resilience, and contribution to the nation. Air Vice Marshal retired Mandeya stood firm in the trenches of our liberation struggle, fighting boldly for Zimbabwe's independence. After victory, she continued to serve with revolutionary zeal, first in the President's Department and later in the Air Force of Zimbabwe. Defending our hard-won freedom, her leadership and dedication were a pillar of our nation's progress, inspiring generations to uphold the values of the struggle. As we lay her to rest, we salute her immense contributions. Her spirit lives on in the continued fight for Zimbabwe's sovereignty and prosperity. Zolorai murugare gambaredu, lala ngoxolo qaweletu. Rest in eternal peace, our liberator. ZPCS for incarceration, rehabilitation, and reintegration of offenders into the society.
We get straight to business. Prices of the golden leaf at the auction floors have firmed to an average of $3.85 per kilogram compared to $3.43 at contract sales, incentivizing farmers to grow more tobacco.
The tobacco bidding system is proving to be a force to reckon with auction floors recording 10% increase in average price compared to a suppressed 1% at contract floors when equated to same period last year. Latest statistics by the Tobacco Industry and Marketing Board TIMB showed that auction floors are dominating the market with a record $3.85 average price recorded on day 39 as compared to $3.43 recorded at contract floors.
I think this has shown that more farmers are having confidence in the auction market, which we believe we can support the auction market because the auction market, we have got many buyers who will be competing for the tobacco compared to the contract market whereby there is only one buyer. So we've seen a significant improvement on the auction prices.
Prices of the golden leaf remained firm since the floors opened early March this year, a development described by farmers as lucrative when compared to previous years.
Fodya yedu yatengwa zvakanaka chaizvo ma499 zvichienderana nekunaka kwefodya yako unotonyatsonzwa kuti muri kudzokera mumunda kunoita
rufara singaite nekuti fodya iri kutengwa hapana fodya iri kupinda mu$2 iri kutangira pa$3 ichienda kunoperera kuma499 zvichienda kumberi ndikutonzwa ndatononoka kudzokera mumunda.
So far, deliveries for this year now stands at 123 million kilograms compared to 122 million kilograms raked in during the same period last year. Tendai Munengwa, ZBC News, Harare.
From business news, we take a look at the answer where the weekend is promising to be action-packed on the entertainment front with several events lined up, including the much-anticipated Dini Mukudze album launch by Japraiser. Let's have a look.
This Saturday, the old Hararians in Harare is expected to be ignited by electrifying performances from various artists, including Japraiser, who will be unveiling his latest album, Dini Mukudze. Japraiser teased his fans on social media this Friday with a video of the stage where the enchanting displays will be showcased. Fans already experienced a glimpse of his new offering following the release of Kuno, one of the songs of his latest offering, and a snippet of Evo, which has been making waves for weeks now. For food lovers, the Maguta Food and Beverage Culinary Art Exhibition underway at the National Harare.
It is a jam-packed weekend for real, hoping that you are going to be at one of these sports. I'm actually thinking of being everywhere all at once. It's possible, I guess. So right now it's now time to take a look at the entertaining world of sport with Lawrence Trusida. Lawrence, good evening. It's over to you.
The Commissioner General, Dr. Moses Cyril Ngoy-Tejuovu, Deputy Commissioner Generals, Commissioners, Senior Officers, and all members of the Zimbabwe Prisons and Correctional Service family joined the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, His Excellency Comrade Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, the Rungani and Basopo families, and the entire nation in mourning the passing on of national heroes, Brigadier General Retired Victor Rungani and Comrade Walter Basopo. Brigadier General Retired Victor Rungani and former director in the Central Intelligence Organization, Comrade Walter Basopo, will be remembered as distinguished sons of Zimbabwe for dislodging white minority colonial rule. These towering figures dedicated their lives to the liberation and progress of our great nation, leaving behind a profound legacy of sacrifice and service. Brigadier General Retired Rungani, known in the struggle as Comrade Nyoka, and Comrade Basopo, whose Chimurenga name was Geri Zasukwa, were steadfast combatants who fought fearlessly for Zimbabwe's independence. Their courage and strategic brilliance in the liberation war paved the way for freedom we cherish today. After independence, they continued to serve with distinction. Brigadier General Retired Rungani in the Zimbabwe National Army and Comrade Basopo in the critical realm of national security through the CIO. Their unshakable loyalty to the nation ensured that the ideals of the revolution remained alive in our institutions. The Zimbabwe Prisons and Correctional Service honors these heroes for their immense role in shaping a sovereign and secure Zimbabwe. Their lives were a demonstration of selflessness, discipline, and revolutionary integrity, qualities that continue to inspire those who serve the nation. As we bid them farewell, we reaffirm our commitment to upholding the principles they defended with such dedication. To the families, friends, and comrades of Brigadier General Retired Rungani and Comrade Basopo, the ZPCS shares in your grief. The nation will forever remember their contributions and draw strength from their enduring legacy. Zororai murugare magamba edu, lalani ngotolo makawe etu. Rest in eternal peace, our liberators. ZPCS for incarceration, rehabilitation, and reintegration of offenders into the society.
Good evening once again, and thank you so much for joining us on Sports News this evening as we get to give you what has been happening through the day. My name is Lawrence Trusida. We start off with handball, where the Zimbabwe Under-18 girls team has qualified for the final of the International Handball Federation Trophy that is being played at the Chitungwisa Aquatic Complex. This is after they beat neighbors South Africa 33-27.
The under-18 girls played brilliantly to beat the much-fancied South Africa in a seesaw affair. The hosts looked determined from the get-go, rushing into the lead and never relinquished it throughout the entire match. Even though the girls looked anxious at the end, they held on for a place in the final.
I'm happy for the girls. They did well, starting the tournament. We started with a defeat. We started on a low note, but they picked up. I'm really happy with their work rate, their commitment that they gave us. We played our opponent Zambia in the group stages. We lost to them, but I believe the encounter that we had with them, the few mistakes that we made, but we make sure tomorrow we correct those mistakes.
Zimbabwe will take on Zambia in the final set for this Friday. The winners of the under-18 and under-20 tournaments will qualify for the continental finals.
So we can also let you know that also the under-20 girls have also qualified for the final. So Zimbabwe will be fighting for 2 medals tomorrow. Moving on, after a thrilling midweek action, the Kasolaga Premier Soccer League continues this weekend with the battle of the Blues between Dynamos and Scotland headlining the action.
Before the season started, club president Scott Sakupanya said he was motivated by the prospect of playing against a big club like Dynamos. And now it's here, Sunday at Rufaro Stadium, traditional Giants Dynamos host enterprising New Boys Scotland. Never mind, it's not a vintage Dynamos side. The match promises to be a cracker with so much at stake. Dimbare usually raise their game when they have their backs against the wall, while Scotland is boasting of a victory after having gone for 3 consecutive draws. Prominent Dynamos fans have defected to Scotland, adding spice to the encounter. Action, however, starts on Saturday with Platinum Derby taking center stage at Mandeya as FC Platinum hosting the Platinum Stars. Defending champion Simba Bora welcome Greenfield to Mandeya, while T1 face Bikita Minerals at Ascot. Bulawayo Giants Highlanders invade the capital for a date against Yada, while ZPC Kariba host troubled Capes United at Nyamunga. On Sunday, Manika Diamonds take on Kwekwe United at Sakuva, while log leaders Moors travel to Bulawayo for a date against Chikenin at Luveve. The action concludes on Monday with Heroine facing Triangle at Rufaro Stadium.
Staying with football news, but moving to the Women Premier Soccer League, log leaders Platinum Royals are leaving nothing to chance in their quest for a 4th consecutive victory when they take on Red Buffalo Academy at Vengere Stadium, that is in Rusape, tomorrow.
Dubbed the David versus Goliath affair, this Saturday, Vengere Stadium will be the center of attraction, as informed Platinum Royals will be eager to leave a statement of intent when they lock horns with Red Buffalo's Academy in the Women's Premier Soccer League. The pure Platinum Play ladies, who are having a good start to the season, are yet to taste defeat and concede.
The preparations are in full swing. The girls are fully fit. We don't have any injury worries. Everything is going so well. So we cannot complain about anything. The morale in the squad is very high. And we are looking forward to going to pick up 3 points on the road. We'll be playing in Rusape at Vengere Stadium.
On the same day in Guero, Shisham Queens will welcome Black Rhinos at Bata Stadium. Black Mambas Queens host Maningi Youth Academy at Mkushi Academy. Highlanders Royals welcome Chapungu Queens to Bulawayo Chiefs Village, while Kwekwe Queens take on Cranbourne Royals at Mbizo Stadium. On Sunday, Conjured Soccer Academy host defending champions Herentos Queens at Wadzanai Stadium.
Moving on, the UEFA Champions League trophy tour is in Victoria Falls and is being accompanied by legendary former Bayern Munich midfielder Bastian Schweinsteiger. The trophy arrived in Victoria Falls this Thursday as part of the final leg of a month-long global tour that kicked off in Vietnam on the 7th of April. It is aimed at giving hardcore football fans, particularly those that follow the UEFA Champions League but are unable to make it to the stadium, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see the ultimate prize in club football up close. The prestigious silverware is being showcased in Vietnam, Indonesia, South Africa, Zambia and Kenya. So yeah, a good times, a chance to get to witness the UEFA Champions League trophy up close. Remember last year the Premier League trophy was also in Zimbabwe. That puts a wrap for sports news this evening. It's now time for the weather update.
Hello viewers and welcome. My name is Benjamin Kwaramba with your evening weather update. I hope I find you well. Well, brief cloudy periods in most parts of the country, and it was cool in the morning. By afternoon we had partly cloudy and warm conditions in most parts of the country. Turning to the satellite images received this afternoon, they show cloud that is broken right across the whole country there, but more confined over the southern parts of the country. However, as we move further into the weekend and into the week ahead, we expect the cloud to dwindle such that we'll have plenty of sunshine as from Monday through to Thursday. Now, for the minimum temperatures that are expected tomorrow, Harare 14 degrees Celsius, same for Bulawayo and Gwanda, 18 for Chirezi, 17 degrees Celsius for Victoria Falls, Kariba 21, 15 is expected at Mutare. Maximum temperatures expected are Harare, the capital city, 23 degrees Celsius, 22 for Bulawayo, Chirezi 24, Kariba a bit warmer there with 32 degrees Celsius, 21 is expected for Mutare. Well, I expect plenty of sunshine as we move into the week ahead. Partly cloudy at first over the weekend, that is Matopos, but plenty of sunshine as we move further into the week. Windy conditions for Gwanda on Sunday, otherwise it should be more of sunshine than cloud. Partly cloudy conditions for Masvingo, that is over the weekend, but as we move into Monday, plenty of sunshine is expected across. Gweru again partly cloudy on Sunday, but as from Monday, plenty of sunshine is expected. Kwekwe, plenty of sunshine again expected with your maximum temperatures in the upper 20s. Same for Kadoma, partly cloudy, that is over the weekend, but plenty of sunshine as from Monday onwards. Isolated showers expected over the Harare area on Saturday. Then as we move further into the week, plenty of sunshine. Same for Chinoi, isolated showers expected with your maximum temperatures in the upper 20s. Lupane, partly cloudy conditions on Sunday, a lot of sunshine as from Monday onwards. Same for Victoria Falls with your maximum temperatures in the upper 20s. Kariba, partly cloudy on Monday. Again, plenty of sunshine as from Tuesday onwards. Bindura, same conditions should apply. Marondera, partly cloudy conditions on Sunday, but Monday onwards we expect plenty of sunshine. Nyanga, isolated showers on Saturday, but plenty of sunshine with your maximum temperatures in the lower 20s. Well, that does it in tonight's edition of the Weather Report and Focus. Let's make a date again tomorrow at the same time. It's back to the main desk.
Many thanks to Benjamin with the way of the weather, courtesy of the Met Department. And the main news team is done for tonight. Have yourselves a fantastic weekend.
Good night.
Yeah.